start the session off and see how it goes.
We live.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Anthrax. No, just way to christen the new stream.
I need to get a voice recording of him saying that, so I can just play each and every stream.
Oh gosh. Well, you're sponsored by
Fables RPG.
no.
Fable Tales.
I will mute this stream, so help me.
We are brought to you by the Silence of the Void, as we murmur intelligible things behind. Anyway, so who wants to give a quick recap of last time?
You know, like, Seymour went fishing. Hildy and Pestles went shopping. Absent Thoughts blackmailed a guy, and, you know, Anderos has been framed for Lucettes' murder, and he's been arrested by his sister because Amara is taking fall for him. So, nothing important. Standard shit.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that actually is about probably every city you've gone into. The same constants as Thamor goes fishing and Anderos gets arrested.
I can't help it that people really like me. I have a very magnetic personality.
I really need to stop fishing, just hang around Anderos 24/7. Like,
Then you would also get arrested.
Doubling the chances of escaping.
They would just like hang a fish outside the window, and or a fishing pole or fishing something outside the window, and Thamor would just wander off. But
even worse, they'd surround him with water that just throws his halberd back at him.
Or they just put up a bunch of pictures of the golden bean.
Beautiful.
Thamor enters rage. He's not a barbarian. He enters rage anyway.
Yep.
I am going to rage. I am not asking.
Takes a point of barbarian just so he can actually rage legally. All right.
You have a permit for that raging, sir?
But yeah, so the party entered the city of Sunbreak. And, well, as is our custom with our characters, people got into all sorts of different trouble in different various ways between Absinthoth somewhat, I don't know if it's still an alliance or tipping off the officials about the plans or what he did, but something happened there. And almost introduced trains to the world. We're not ready for trains. But Thamor tried to fish and realized that, for once in his life, the fish rebelled against him. In a river protected by the sanctions of Pelor, Anderos got arrested, as is custom, and you also learn of the Jerag presence in the city, while not crazy large, is pretty prominent with their major shop. And then what else? Wait.
Hildy and Pestles
For
found out
fuck's
that
sake, Deck.
What? Oh man,
all I
you got
mean.
rid of the sunset in one.
And so it begins.
It had already begun. This is an eternal war on Gek. I have to check all my other things again. Anyway, so we will go ahead and pick up where we left off. Which one do I want to start? Also, wait, did you add something else up there? Just deleted that up there. What did you just add?
I didn't add anything else since a couple hours ago.
Yet it's... No, because it was different. It wasn't stinky living quarters. You had major general thing or whatever living.
Oh.
Alright. Okay. So...
I could start us off with
let's go ahead and start off with the discussions we were having about trying to free Anderos. Then we'll jump to Anderos for a little bit, and then we will see what happens from. Well, actually, let's do Anderos first. So Anderos, after
I think they were.
being.
Were they gonna send? They were gonna send though, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
where we
Yes.
left off. Absent Thoughts is gonna send him.
Okay.
I'll put it in the Roll20 chat right now. Asking, are you safe? Who's the redhead tiefling? Where are you going? Will you be guarded against divination magic? Is your mother or father involved?
You get the equivalent of a busy dial tone.
Oh, no.
I was afraid of that. Yeah.
Damn.
Not
There must be a
surprised.
bunch of anti-magic considering it's not even a divination spell. It's like a
Yup.
evocation. That's weird. That's
Yep.
really weird.
Well, wouldn't be weird if you saw, but anyway. Yes, so you
Oh,
do
yeah.
not get any communication to him.
Did you hurt yourself by doing this?
Yeah, I've already got myself 9 hit points hurting. Great. Must be protected against some kind of magic.
Did that not work?
No, doesn't seem to have worked. Try the other option later tonight, but no
Yes,
promises.
I don't have any leads. I don't know where they would have taken him. Some sort of prison, maybe.
Probably a super special core prison. No, probably a separate prison. Yeah, not the main one. Does anyone know where he lives in the city?
Where who
What,
lives?
Anderos?
Yeah. Did he ever mention where he lived? His family lived?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Where can find friends that might know? And the Captain Endurance, he's
Frankly, I think that we need to work on the assumption that there are no friendly people here. We don't know who's involved. We don't know who they would run off to tell if they heard us poking around. I think we need to figure this out ourselves.
Baymore, where were you? Baymore?
Over by the sun steps.
Oh, okay.
Was looking at what they had there, the prison. It was rather
Oh, was it
distasteful.
prison?
Sort of. They had people trapped in pits with the sun shining down. I'm pretty sure they had a place where you could buy tomatoes to toss at them.
Perhaps
Come
they
again?
took him there?
Why would they treat people like that? That's barbaric.
Criminals.
If you
Religious.
One
think a
guy
little bit of
there who had-
tomato throwing is barbaric, then you haven't seen anything yet.
I mean, the tomatoes, no, but the trapped in the pit with the full concentration power of the sun into them is.
Yeah, you kind of buried the lead there, buddy.
I doubt they would bring Anderos to the rest of the prisoners if he disappeared that suddenly.
well, they maybe come after us next.
That would be helpful if we knew who they were.
Yeah,
I
true.
If anything, whoever took them while we were in the church may know, well, my disguise and Sea Breeze?
As I described earlier, it was the brief glimpse that I caught of him. He was bound and being escorted by a cleric of some sort, along with some of the shadow guard. So it was definitely, agents of the Paylor's religion here.
No good. Well, aside from that and the lead on the Jerry Rag trading post, can't think of much to do right now. Just gonna have to wait.
I would volunteer
Wait
to
for
go
what?
investigate the prisons to see if we can locate him, or if I can.
I feel, I don't know, I might just be grasping, but I feel like if he, just the fact that he disappeared as quickly and as secretively as he did makes me think that they wouldn't just throw him in the regular prison along with everybody else. I don't know. I just feel like they're probably holding him somewhere else.
I agree.
Maybe you can hope they are stupid and still put in same place. Never know.
Discoordinated, this level, it'd be more arrogance than stupidity.
Yes. In the as some say here is zealotry. Yes. Arrogance, zealotry, same thing.
Not entirely.
Well, any case, if put Capitani in same place as other prison, and all prisoners one place and able to keep safe in all one place, no? Prison already holding ground or secret place. Why put all over city or in a place hard to find? They not like showing that side. Yes. Is why is sun and shadow guard and stuff.
Unless they just hide it. But the prison guards might know if there is something else going on. It's a better
Do you
lead
think that
than
they're just going to tell you if you ask them?
no. You just eavesdrop on him like a creep.
No, Seabreeze is very persuasive.
Speaking of Sea Breeze, remember the tunnel that we found back in the prior town? You did say it may have led to here.
Yes.
Do you know if your people will be in those tunnels? Or
No,
any...
it was abandoned.
Well, that was worth a shot if they were somewhere posted around here, but if they're not no longer there, then never mind. Silly idea.
I have a thought, and it's probably crazy, but those tunnels are probably scattered all throughout the city. The fact that like all of this just seems like way too much of a coincidence. We Pestles and I found out today that spell cores are being smuggled in through Jerry Rag. They have to be. They're not just moving spell cores out in the open. They have to be coming in through somewhere. I have a feeling that we're going to find one of those tunnels leading to the guild shop. And if there's a this just all seems too coincidental to be connected. I almost feel like that tunnel will somehow lead us to wherever they're holding Anderos. It's all got to be connected somehow.
Well, I agree with you in the first half. I'm not sure if we know enough about the network for the second half.
We don't know much about anything in this place. I don't know.
Well,
We have nothing to go on.
spell core used to make scary ocean god lady fight us. Used with special spell core. And the Rossi is like a boy we're supposed to be finding body of. Why not have both in same place? What if Capitan Anderos is next test subject?
Oh, I highly believe that he is. I highly believe he will be the subject for something. So yes, wherever they find the spell cores, there's a good chance we will find Anderos eventually there.
Of course, we have to work with the assumption that this tunnel network is probably massive. Probably wouldn't be as simple as just walking down the tunnel and eventually hoping we run into him.
Yes, considering if it stretches all the way to another city. Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
Curse and friends lucky have Pestles, because Pestles knows how caves work. And with Sea Breezy help, we find tunnels, and we already know where Jerry Raggy Placey is. So just need to find entrance, and then we find the way to spell course and save the Capitani. Yes.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah. Do kobolds work with caves that are only natural formations or unnatural formations?
Pestles work in quarry, not just cave. In any case, yeah. See, Breezy, you want go look?
Where?
You could start at the prison, or if you could see, I have an owl set for the trading shop.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if there's anything connected to the trading shop. That's another building.
Absinthe.
Hmm.
Is there any way that your companion might be able to somehow take a look inside the shop?
You know, I think there is. Just have to. Just may need a distraction, that's all.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just looking up the rules of Find Familiar, just seeing what it takes to change its appearance.
Bean is with me, right, Salty?
He should be, yes.
Okay.
I do not believe you had him. You.
Okay, I could
Is he
just
not
cast
still in
spell
the
again.
place?
Did you leave him in the church? Or did you recall him after you saw them teleport away? I thought you left him there to watch to see if they came back.
Yeah, that sounds.
I mean, you can
familiar.
recall him, but he is a familiar after all, so he can come back to you. But
Yeah, let's call him back.
I think you just have to recast it, Shred.
So are you pulling Bean back, or?
Yep.
kind of a yawn in your head as he responds and grumbles something under his breath as a cat could muster. And within a few, about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, Bean finally meanders back to the inn. And then he just plops at your feet, still half asleep, kind of snoozing on your foot.
Oh. So the plan is split up. I go check the prison.
Yes, and then if I'm lucky, I can grab my pet and just need help with a friendly distraction.
I think I can manage that.
Hildy still have sending stone?
I have a sending stone for my father.
Oh, where did Festus put other? Festus gave sending stone to Seabreeze, yes?
Yes, I still have this one. She pulls it out.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I go with Seabreeze nearby, or maybe Pestos should stay in
No,
because Pestos is kobold.
no. If you if you came with me, we'd both have the same. We, my sending stone. The other end is with you.
Well, yes, but can pass stone off to someone else.
Well, can you make yourself invisible?
No.
Can anybody else here make themselves invisible?
No, that's just what I was looking for.
If needed, but takes a toll.
But you're on investigate the shop detail, right?
Yes. So
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get going. I'm basically going to take my sending stone here and walk that way, and then once I Thamor, the quote unquote prison wasn't the whole little island, right? It was just some places across the.
Mostly along past the storefronts along the river is the back area where
Okay.
most of the prison was.
Okay, so I will make my way over there and then try to find a place to disappear, and then I will try to search and see if there is an especially high security area or political prisoner area or something. And I will let you know if I find anything over the stone.
So that's what you're
And
going
then
off to do?
I'm telling them.
Yeah. Oh.
And in the meantime, Hildy, like, seeming is gone now, I assume, right? We're finally at the point that seeming is dropped.
Yep.
Okay, so fortunately, I still have my hat of disguise, so I can still disguise myself. So Absinthoth wants a distraction. Hildy is going to Hildy will provide. So Hildy is going to grab some smoke bombs off of Pestles,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's going to, with her hat of disguise, make herself just look like a just like a street urchin, and then she is going to make her way to the guild shop.
Once we
Okay.
split.
Yeah.
All right. So
Well,
where's everyone going then? So we have Seabreeze going to the Sullen Steps to investigate. Hildy's heading to the guild shop.
Absnos will
everyone
probably
else?
also go to the guild shop because he does need to change the owl's form.
Oh yeah, you have to be there for that. Yeah. So all right, Absinthoth and Hildy will go together.
I mean, the only alternative would be if I did it right now and it just like the owl disappeared all of a sudden.
And
Yeah,
are
no,
you
it makes sense.
casting any form of disguise? I know, Hildy, you have your hat of disguise.
Yes.
What about
Yeah,
everyone else?
I still have disguise self on a
Okay.
at will.
All right. Thamor and Pestles and Freya. What about you three?
Well, before Seabreeze leaves, would you like enhance ability for dexterity or something? Trans? It's only going to last an hour, but
No, I would say.
You want some jet, kid?
No, cast it on somebody in the group that you're going with. I'm okay. This is what I do.
Okay. What can we do?
Technically, we have no disguises, so we.
Yeah.
I could force a seeming, but
I mean, how many times have you hurt yourself today? Maybe you should
3.
chill. Okay.
46. What's the worst of
I-
46? I got 69 hit points.
Though, to be
Hey.
fair, 2 of you at least are still newish to the party. You're not necessarily known from the original company of heroes, or the heroes of
Yeah.
Galaran.
Which is
Whether
a
or
plus
not
and
that
a
means
minus.
anything. But still, what are your three's plan?
Mhm. I mean, if anything, I would try to go back to where the church district was, and I think the with what we were trying to find before was the Anderos's I forgot her name. I'm so sorry. Anderos's mom, if she was around.
Yep.
So Freya could try to ask around again, but being that she's not disguised, unless Absinthoss is cool to force the seeming and I could just quickly heal him, but
I have all of my spell slots, so I can heal them.
Absinthoss?
Yeah, let's force the seeming.
So if Freya, Thamor, and I get made to look like clergy trying to
What's the
what's
the wording you
That
use
would be
there,
terrible.
Absinthoss?
Wow,
Skies,
Jesus.
my friends.
Seriously, dude?
So
Oh,
58
You're
hit
right. That's
points.
actually like a normal sentence.
Wow. I am impressed,
I thought
Shred.
it'd be something like "deceive be thy in appearance" or something like that.
You only give me 1 to 3 words, okay? Well, let me
Disguises
be
be yours.
disguises.
Let's see how
Appearance be
Madeline-
altered.
let's see how Madeline screws around with the
But then the monkey's paw variant of this is that nothing happens because Absinthoss has no friends.
Oh no!
Damn!
Oh no!
Brutal.
Oh,
Thank you,
no.
I'll be here all
I
week.
took real life psychic damage.
Madeline
Just
just
one,
responds,
though.
"What friends?"
Kidding.
You know, burn this city is also 3 words.
oh dear.
Eat your
I
swarms
mean,
within wish
sure.
level.
You can sure as hell give that a try, and we'll see how that plays out for you.
It just gets sunnier at this point. That's probably what's gonna happen.
It just casts like a low-level little like fireball, or not fireball, firebolt or whatever, and the entire city guard is on you
Level
immediately
one.
after. Arson!
Unsanctioned sun worship.
You didn't buy a permit for that. How dare you?
Worshipping a light source that is not the sun! And this fire was not caused by the sun itself. You are fined. Into the cells.
Turn into applesauce.
Anyway,
But yes, I would like some healing at 58 and 90.
Okay, I can do that.
Especially if I have to do anything else, it would
Let's
seeming
do it.
goes off. Let me see. Roll me a d8.
Oh,
Pestles or
You Absinthoss.
I don't like this D8. It's such a weird shaped die.
Let's do it twice. Ooh.
As part of the effect of the void, the effect only lasts for 3 hours.
Ooh. Okay, let's make it quick then.
Yeah,
The seeming does go off without a hitch otherwise.
that's good to know. Is this 17 and 11, or is it 6 and 12?
Thinking he did it twice. So
Two
Well,
level 1 slots.
but is it 12 or 17 for the first one?
It's
17
12
and
and
11
6.
for 28.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I get a plus as long as I'm using my
Oh,
alchemy.
it's an
tool.
additional 5. Okay, I understand what's
Got it.
happening. Yeah,
Makes sense.
17 and 11.
So 28. Wow. 80 and 90 super basically topped off.
Who would like a enhance ability, or who needs one for their?
Well, I can cast it on myself, but yeah. I mean, I was going to put enhance ability on myself one way or the other. So if somebody else needs it, you can save it.
Well, what else?
Give it to me for like charisma based things. Just in case I need
Yes,
to buff.
the bullship
Yeah.
artistry. That's a good idea. I'll do that. So I will use my spell storing item on my shield to, once we get closer to the destination, use the enhance ability for the charisma.
Oh, that's right. Enhance ability is in your shield.
Yeah, it is. I can do it 5 times a day.
But I would imagine that you can only have one active at a time, right? I mean,
Still
is that how it works?
concentration.
Yeah. Well, that's fine,
But-
and then I can enhance ability myself when we get there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So
Okay.
are all the rest of you heading towards the shop? Is it like one massive party?
Oh, can we not? I mean, I'm just throwing that
Well,
out
I
there. I
think-
mean, I don't want to. I'm just
So-
saying, Hildy would not want a crowd on the way to the fucking,
no, I would definitely Frey will stay behind until the first two parties leave, and then wait like 10 minutes before she leaves with Thamor and Pestles to go towards the church.
Do I know that the void thing is gonna last less than expected, or is that unknown to
Yes, you do know that.
me? Okay. I'll let
As you
everyone
call
know.
upon it, Madeline kind of
Mhm.
works through because again, that slight upgrade you got, you get a little more control over it. The side effects aren't as drastic as they were under the former patron. And you just kind of hear her go, "Well, it wasn't always my strong suit. It won't last for as long as a traditional cast, but did the best what I could. I really
Is
just
it
played
because
dress up.
it's because it's more potent, or is there something interfering?
Just not my repertoire."
Mm-hmm. Well, we can always use more practice. That way it becomes part of your repertoire. And here we have a sultry, we have a badmouth captain to save.
you first said sultry. I'm not letting that pass. You know what you said.
Sultry and bad-mouthed captain? Eh.
Have you seen his effect around women?
Okay, can we go? Certain
No.
death sounds preferable to this.
But has seen Barnacle around melee, so he's connected. Vessel sees it. Vessel's not too much. Alright, bye-bye. Yes, let's go save Capitani.
Okay, so the three groups split ways. We will go ahead and start with let's just start with Seabreeze. So Seabreeze, you make your way over to the Sun Steps. As I kind of described before, to Thamor, as you kind of pass over that bridge over the River White, an oddly, symbolic name, as the river itself seems to be glowing an eerily white, kind of luminescent glow to it. Very shiny, very.
Is it nighttime yet?
It is night, so it is glowing water.
Okay.
As you pass by, most of the shops have closed at this point. There's a couple stands still open, selling various fruits of various stages of life.
Okay.
But beyond that, however,
Alrighty.
beyond those shops, a bright light seems to still congregate behind the sun step.
Hmm.
And as you pass, well, once you pass the sun step, the prisons themselves seem to still be glowing with their own light.
Okay, I would like to find a, fairly out of the way alley or something like that and cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
So I have an hour, so I'm not gonna dawdle here. I'm looking for one of two ideas about where they might keep a prisoner. One of them would be, are there any towers? Is there a really high spot where you might put somebody that is a big flight risk? The other one is obviously I need to go investigate what the biggest part of this prison looks like in terms of like a basement or dungeon or something like that. Maybe they put them as far down as they can get them. So I guess I have two options that I was hoping to look at.
I mean, you can roll me an investigation.
Okay. That is 13 plus stuff. Investigation, that is 21.
So kind of prowling about, as I described to Thamor before as well, everything behind the storefront, it just looks like a giant, almost flat, open area just with great cells, like grated barred cells just scattered amidst the ground. Along the wall, of course, there are, high walls with sentries posted above them, but mostly it seems that they're looking out towards the surrounding, outside the city, not so much back in. There are guards posted within the ground floor, of course, that seem to have patrols that kind of occasionally walk between the different cells looking down. As you kind of peer into the different cells, again, all of them are radiating a bright sunlight into their unfortunate captive that is down there. But looking about, I mean, you don't really see any indication of any deeper cells in this area or connecting passages to them. And as far as the storefronts are concerned, at least the ones you can kind of get without breaking into any currently, I mean, they seem like mostly just general storefronts.
Mm-hmm. So no obvious higher security section or multi-story building.
Nope. It seems that even the guard here is pretty lax. They occasionally look into cells just to kind of peer over, but it doesn't seem like they're not like intently watching anything. Go ahead and roll me a perception check as well.
Very good. 70 perception. That is also 21.
Jeez. Let's see. Roll it out. Never mind. Okay.
No.
Okay. I will take a moment and try to not be near within earshot of any of the guards or anybody when I do this, but I'll use my ring to try to contact Echo.
It's silent for a bit before he finally responds. Evening there.
Good evening.
You like to keep me, don't you?
We have had an issue here. One of our party has been kidnapped by the local clergy. Anderos, disguised as a pilgrim father, but seemed to have been taken by a female tiefling dressed in clergy garb, as well as many shadow guard, and they used fairly high level magic to capture him and whisk him away, some sort of teleportation dimension door. My question is, do you know where in Sunbreak they might take him?
That's a tough question there. That's what our other agent was supposed to find out as well, before he went missing.
The location
Perhaps
of
you'd
a
find him
political
in the same
prison of
place.
Cyber? Yes, okay. I see.
Like I told you, Whiteleaf has always been the toughest of the kingdoms to manage. They're not exactly kind to anyone trying to mess in their business. They are as secretive as they are open in their praising of the light.
Okay,
You mentioned a tiefling, right?
yes. Red.
If
Not sure
my
affiliation.
information serves me correct, your captain was a tiefling of blue skin, but I recall when I had some information dug on that party, mind you, he had some family linked in the White Order, did he not?
He's spoken of mother, father, but I don't recall him ever mentioning a sister.
Suppose he wouldn't. The information wasn't easy to come by, but nor was any of the other info for your, former party members.
You believe this was his sister?
It's entirely possible. I don't have any details regarding her appearance, but I would imagine she's a tiefling or some tiefling humanoid. But from the files I've gotten from him, he should have a sister and 2 brothers, along with his estranged father and mother.
Huh. 2 more questions. One, do you know where in the city the hidden location of the far end of the tunnel between here and where we were previously came up?
It's been a while. I haven't traversed the tunnels myself in some years, but I remember it coming close to the center of the city, if memory serves. But that was years ago, and we closed it down. Who's to say what they've done with it?
True.
Or if it's even been touched in those years.
True. The other question was, in those files that you collected on the party, specifically Anderos' mother and father, where were they located within the city or perhaps outside?
They don't have an address on file. I can only imagine they live someplace of higher importance that detail was kept from us.
Well,
Even getting just their identities was a challenge.
I have nothing more to add. I fear we've jeopardized our only mission within the city, but I will investigate the tunnel system as much as I can and attempt to recover our missing party member.
While you're recovering him, do look for our former associate. If you find him, well, you know what to do.
Will be done.
Glad I could trust you. Don't forget, still a member of the Faceless. I know you're worried about your captain and all, but don't let that jeopardize your ties to us. If you get caught, well, I'd hate to lose another good agent.
No one can hold me for long.
That's what I like to hear.
I've learned my lesson.
Anything else you got for me?
No. Click.
Click.
Okay. That was sort of helpful. I do want to confirm, if I can, that there are no, I don't want to say obvious, but like I would like to search for any buildings related to the prisons that have space that would lead down, because it seems like a lot of these prisons are based on like wells, and so I don't know how they get those people in those wells unless they just throw them down there, or how they would get them out. So Can I try to find, if there's an underground portion?
I mean, from the investigation as well, if you're truly kind of poking around that specific knowledge, the grates are locked, and there's a spike at the end of each of them where you could assume they toss a rope down to bring them up and down. Well, to bring them up. As far as going down, well...
Oh, no. Okay. This is a bust. All right, last thing would be, I guess, I would, be on the lookout for any more magical thieves' cant, modified thieves' cant, like I saw in the other part of the city.
Go ahead and roll me another investigation for that.
23.
You see far less in the sun steps, but kind of if you start heading back through Sun's Bounty and all that, you start seeing them again, kind of looking where you'd think to find them. But again, every single one you come across is modified. And as you leave the sun steps, in the faint breeze, you just hear, "I say fuck Paylor!" There, I said it.
From one of the wells.
From one of the random wells.
Okay, well, I will try and head back towards the other party if I knew where I think I knew where they were going, so.
Okay. So we will hop over to, let's go ahead and go to Hildy and the guild exchange. So it is...
And Absinthe, yes.
Yeah, an Absinthe, sorry, yes, an Absinthe. So it's getting late as you kind of approach the shop. You're getting to a point where it's closing down. Not many people are moving about. What's left in there, Hildy, you can just pretty much immediately recognize as guild members, or at least workers. Maybe not guild, like, high-ranking guild members, or even guild members by, like, true association other than being their employed help. But you do recognize that's basically who's left. There's no real customers left here as they are moving about, closing things down, starting to, get ready to close shop for the night.
Okay. Is the door open?
Yes, still open. There's still some
open.
lingering.
Okay. So Absinthe, you're the one that that's going to send the familiar in, right? So where are you parking? Where are you going to be?
Right now, he's gonna be parked probably like a little bit away, maybe like 90 or something feet. He's gonna call his owl back.
Okay.
He's gonna try to find a secluded spot where he thinks no one's going to see, and he's gonna recast Find Familiar to turn it into a spider.
Roll me a perception.
Yeah, the bird is gonna be too obvious, but this might be. Where did my sheet go? I'm just gonna roll like a 6 or something here.
I was going to ask, would you allow us to both roll or me give him an assist?
Well, yeah, you can both roll.
Look out. Yeah, that might be a good.
Oh, well, that's good. Hopefully mine is better. All right.
Those vaguely
You said perception?
realize he's in the city. Yep.
11.
Okay. Cool.
Cool, he says.
Well, he's Jason going to instruct the spider to, get in all the nooks and crannies and see if he can find anything interesting in the store.
Oh, wait, what did you need the distraction for then?
Well, I don't know if they have some kind of magical sensor or not. So, just in case, they might know spider and get really angsty about it. They just need to not focus at the spider.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
Roll me a stealth then, Astathos. Unless you're just going in full tilt on spider mode.
I was gonna have the spider hide up someone's behind or Hildy's pants leg and then sneak out through there.
Still stealth check. Most people would be alarmed to find a spider crawling on them. Just saying.
If you allow me, I've actually got an idea. It's probably a supremely stupid one, but I do have an idea. All right, so, all right. I'm going to suggest that the spider comes with Hildy, and then
Mhm.
Hildy is going to get. Well, okay. Well, first things first. Okay. Before I start doing anything else, I'm gonna cast enhance ability on myself and give myself cat grace, just in case.
Okay.
Now, with that said, I want to get as close as I reasonably can to the entrance without like as close as I can reasonably get without being like overtly noticeable.
All right. I mean, you're disguised as an urchin. Most people aren't
Yeah.
really paying you much mind.
Okay. All right. This is either going to be stupid or genius. Let's see which way it goes. I grabbed 3 smoke bombs from Pestles before we left.
I like where this is going.
Oh boy.
Okay, yeah, fuck it. I'm throwing a smoke bomb into the guild shop. And then when they're distracted, in goes the spider.
All right. So, as you make a move to get closer, kind of reach your arm back to toss these smoke bombs in, a hand grabs your arm. And you turn to face a shadowy, red-eyed, glowing figure, very similar to things on Dietrich's ship, glaring at you. You didn't even know it was standing behind you. It just glares at you with glowing eyes. Kind of cocks its head. I wouldn't do that if I were you. A child like you should be at home.
What your eyes are a very fun color. Okay, yeah. Home sounds good. Okay. Can you let me down now?
Yeah, let's go, and kind of its form kind of shifts a little bit as it again seems to kind of merge with the shadows around it. Yes. Home. No other warnings. Its head tilts to the side.
Well, shit. Could just throw the fucking thing anyway, but I don't think that would be a very smart thing to do.
I think his Zapstos might be a few streets down, just waiting to see.
Okay. All right.
Come back to plan B.
So I can't see the shadow figure anymore, can I?
I mean, it's standing there until you kind of back. It's kind of watching you. So as you're watching it, it hasn't faded away. But again, the longer you focus on or you back away, its form seems to blur with the shadows around it and become even harder to see. Save for
Okay.
those glowing red eyes that are watching you until you leave.
Okay. All right. In that case, then she's just gonna in her little urchin form, she's just gonna playing the part of a scared child. Just keep her eyes on this thing as she backs away, and then as she does, she's kind of nervously shifts, and as she does so, she's gonna try to jostle the spider loose so the spider falls to the floor, and then hopefully she's gotten it close enough that the spider can just run in with this shadow figure having its attention on Hildy. I'm just trying to keep its attention on me and not the spider, so the spider has an in to go into the shop.
Okay. That's the thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be part of the plan. Just need to find a way to get the spider in the shop. The spider knows to just look around, find another looks and crayons, see if there's anything interesting, and come back.
Okay. So Hilly, you kind of scuttle off and drop absent the spider to the floor. And as you back away from the shop, the figure seems to almost just again fade into the very night itself. And although you can't see it anymore, you just can't shake the feeling it's that it, perhaps others, are still watching.
Okay.
And the memory or recollection of Anderos told you about this city rings a very eerie truth to it.
Yeah. Okay. Absent thoughts, I am.
you
Oh.
you scuttle
Remember, it's a
into
by
the shop.
familiar, not me.
Oh, you're familiar. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a familiar. It's not me.
I
am not a druid.
Familiar.
Can we, real quick, just before we move on, can I just ask, as loath as I am to ask this question, Shred, would you have cast telepathic speech on me at any point before this happened?
Around the corner probably wouldn't have been a terrible idea. I mean, I didn't know you were going to throw the bomb, so I probably would not have thought of it, honestly.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, so, no.
Okay, that's fine.
So, familiar spider kind of crawls into the shop. Are you gonna roll a stealth, or are you just going in?
Well, it's going to try and go in sneakily.
So
The idea being
that would
it's
be a
going
stealth roll.
I guess, what is a spider's stealth?
Is it the... Oh, it's the
It's a
familiar stats?
familiar.
Yeah, so it's a
familiar
plus
stat.
2, and it has a plus 2 on it, so it's a d20 plus 4. Fuck.
Jeez, the passive perception wasn't that high, but You kind of scurry in, and a very sleepy-looking halfling, kind of behind the counter as everyone is brushing up, kind of happens to peer over, sees a spider, and you see his eyes grow wide, and he just points out and kind of starts shrieking as he rushes to grab a broom and starts chasing your spider familiar around the shop. I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if your familiar is going to be struck by the broom of a frantic halfling.
Dexterity saving throw.
Jesus, man!
Well,
These are...
well,
Bruh.
huh, huh,
Well,
huh. In panic desperation between you flopping around and the panicked halfling who is deathly afraid of spiders is panicking, swinging the broom wildly, causing coworkers to dash and jump out of the way, him swinging in the air of all places for some reason as though he thinks the spider is going to grow on him. Give me one other stealth check. See if you can get out of his gaze before the halfling, jeez Louise.
Fred.
Okay.
Thank you, dude.
You manage to duck under some
go.
stalls as the halfling is wildly swinging about, traumatized by yet another creature somehow. We have rats, now we have spiders traumatized. Okay. As his coworkers yank the broom from him and calm him down, saying, "It's gone. They got him. You got him, obviously. It's not there anymore. It's gone. Stop. You're destroying the products." But all around in this large shop, you see just various, it seems like a magical general store. All sorts of alchemical reagents, magical clothing, standard clothing, all sorts of odds and ends and goods are on display around you.
Contact +0. Okay, yeah, I guess I will, I'm hiding around a corner. I guess I could use the 5 familiar thing to see through its eyes, then. Is there any room that looks particularly, let's call it special? And likewise, do you think there's any room there that, well, perhaps there's a gap? I imagine these people don't have, sealed doors.
I mean, there are some side rooms and such, but one in particular, I guess, catches your eye that has employees only written boldly on a plaque in front of it. And as you approach it, your spider even kind of gets a tingling sensation that there's magic afoot with this door.
So I gotta find a way to get through this door. The only crazy idea I can think of would be walking through a door and asking for an employee's help.
Excuse me, I'd like to speak to your manager.
See, I bought this product and it's not working as advertised.
Bought the staff of summoning spiders, and I don't know where the spider went.
If no one has any better ideas, I think that's the plan I want to execute on. Because, disguised Tildy has been chased away because...
Well,
Yeah.
I've been spotted, and I now know that shadows are watching me. So, yeah, I'm stuck.
I guess, are they still technically open? Like, you see, like, restaurants, right? They say they close at 8 p.m. and then you could technically arrive at 7:55, but you'd be like a giant butthole in doing so. Like, is this the equivalent of 7:55 right now?
Oh.
Can it be
You
the
don't know the
equivalent of
store's hours?
7:55?
You just see people leaving and starting to look what looks to be like setting up to close shop.
Great, now I gotta think of a good cover story. Can ask from the manager. Oh. Perfect. Got an idea. As they're setting up to close shop, I want to base have the spider ready to like sneak in through that side door. Like, want to be in position, absent spider to be in position to do that. Well, I go walking into the shop and try to look for the store manager. It's like give him my greatest
How
thanks.
do you propose doing that?
Walking through the door.
I meant the part where you just somehow know who the manager is.
I'm gonna ask, like, oh, can I?
Okay, well, that's my question. Are you asking, or are you just like pointing people out?
I am
You're the
asking.
manager. Come here. So yeah, you enter the shop. The panicked halfling is back at the desk, kind of frantically, eyes kind of darting along the floor. Hi. Hey. We're about to close. You mind coming back tomorrow?
I can't come tomorrow, but I really want to give appreciation to your boss. All the hard work he's doing
Yeah, that's
here.
good and all. I'll pass the word along to him. But we're about to close, and hey, you might want to watch your feet. There's a spider around here somewhere.
There's a spider? Yeah. Maybe I
It's
need
a terribly
to...
big one. You just hear a voice from like one of the other employees. Shut up! It's gone. Don't scare the customers away.
Yeah. Maybe should be reporting you for this if you have a spider problem here.
No, just a one that crawled in from the street, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's none of your problems. But we're about to close, so if you'd kindly come back tomorrow, we can provide you with all sorts of services, and you can thank our manager personally when you come back then.
You sure it denies someone who praises Paylord to give the sincerest apologies, and this not even sincerest apologies, a sincerest thank for continuing to support this city?
Well, you can go support the local temples, as they would say. If you're truly a doubting your faith in Paylord, but if you are a Paylorite, the temples will more than happy take your praise.
Yes, but in my belief of worshiping Paylor, I believe it is important to directly support and to directly thank the people who help worship Paylor.
And
boss
you can do
worships
so
Paylor.
tomorrow. We provide excellent customer service here, but he pulls out like a small pocket watch and kind of holds it. It's getting a little late, and I really, really would like to, get on with my life.
Denying a customer? You know what? Maybe I could help you find where this spider is. Unless you said you think it's gone.
I don't know about that. They seem to think it's gone. But that is, again, not your concern. I couldn't possibly ask a potential customer to go looking for a bug. We will take care of it in the morning. And once you leave, I can leave, and then I don't have to worry about it. So, let's do each other a win-win and just both get out of here. Yes?
Would you kindly make sure that it's not in your boss's office? After all, when I walked in here, I didn't see a spider in and out or anywhere, really.
Would it? I'm sure it's not. It can't get past that door anyway. Why would it even go? You're a weird one. No. I'm
What,
sorry,
you're
but
telling me a tiny little thing can get past the door?
you're oddly fascinated with the spider.
It's just so unusual that, of course, it's fascinating.
It's unusual. It's a spider. I mean, I know they're terrifying, but I maybe I should get my manager out here. We are closing, and you need to leave before I call the guards to escort you out. I really don't want to have to do that.
You know what? You've made your point. I will be hopefully coming back tomorrow morning, should my itinerary allow it.
Thank you. We appreciate your business here, and I will gladly assist you during normal business hours.
As I have a really terrible idea. I really don't think this is good. I'm just gonna be leaving the store for now.
And as you leave, you just hear him breathe. Oh, thank God, he's finally gone. Okay, let's hold those up so I can get the fuck out of here.
Is there a window, by any chance, I can see inside the store?
Yeah. There's some windows with kind of some of the products displayed.
Perfect. I
But
never
they're-
thought to use this cantrip, but I can.
God, fucking just stare at the window.
Come on, you know you want to put that GIF in there. I will bide my time until this employee leaves the store.
Oh boy. So yeah, after about, 5-10 minutes or so, you kind of idle around, and finally they kind of close up. He leaves as others are leaving and close up, and he finally walks out of the shop and turns and catches you just at the window and gives you a very
I'm not at the window for the moment. I'm just kind
Oh.
of walking around, gonna try and find Hildy at this time. But
Okay.
the window will come useful for later.
Alright, so yeah, he leaves, they lock up, they seem to enact a few spells before they leave, but they do end up leaving, and the shop closes down.
Okay. I'm gonna go try and find Hildy and ask, where'd you go?
I'm honestly inclined to say that, once Hildy got spotted by that shadow monster, she probably wouldn't have stuck around.
Fair. The Absent Toss is gonna fruitlessly try to find Hildy. Probably be within a 5-minute walking distance. He's gonna go back to the outside area of the shop. Does he notice any guards around there?
You can roll me a perception.
Perception check. This -1 perception really. God.
Dude,
Yeah, no,
you rolled a 0.
Not even
I
self-aware.
know what I want to do, and the dice are not complying with it.
It's so on brand, though. Like, you have no idea what you're doing at all.
He is kind of winging it.
Save us! Somebody else get in there quick.
I am suddenly very secure in my decision to have not stuck around.
Well, I guess he's just gonna leave the spider there. And, it's gonna come back in the morning. Shut up. Yeah, he's just gonna go back. This is not his night. He's gonna walk back to the Sunset Inn.
So we will then hop to the other trio. Freya, Thamor, and Pestles. You head back to the church where it all transpired. As you get to the church, it is, well, understandably closed.
At this time, is Pestles and Thamor disguised as their appearances as they came into the
We all
city?
got disguised as someone else.
Okay. Okay. So looking about, seeing that the church is closed, is there any other torches lit that are nearby that are the temples are open?
As you look about, none of the temples, like the actual full temples, are like serviced right now.
Can I, before we got to here, have casted enhanced ability for, what is it? For charisma
Sure.
on Freya. So I'm using my spell storing item.
I mean, Eagle Splendor.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, not seeing any nearby torches or any temples that are open, she will go to the. She'll just knock on the one that where Anderos did disappear, and she'll just call out, apologies. I tend to have left behind something earlier. Is anyone still around?
You knock, and it echoes within the large kind of temple walls, but no response comes from inside.
She'll just look back at the other two. I don't think anyone's inside. So, with all luck, I think we probably hit a dead end. Unless you want to sneak in.
It'd totally go well.
Not sure if that's a good idea. And Pestles is disguised as. Wait, did we get assigned disguises, or did we get to pick them by the void seeming?
We were all just being disguised. She's disguised as her current self as Mira. You two decided to be as other lyric acolytes. Of what? We don't know. You haven't said.
Hmm.
It's up to you two to make this decision.
Thank you, Noko.
Damn it.
If the temples are currently closed, like I said, I mean, we can see if the description that Seabreeze gave us, see if there's shadow people around here.
Maybe
if we
roll
spot-
perception.
Oh, this is hers. Maybe if we spot them, we can follow them. See where they go.
Salty, may we roll perception to look for shadow people?
You may certainly try.
Should have done wisdom.
All I know is that we have to talk, and Thamor hands open his mouth. This guy's instantly falling.
Okay. Perception. Oh, that's right. Oh! Not terrible.
Thamor and
Yep.
Freya, are you rolling as well?
I will subtly cast guidance on myself. Put that out there. Sorry. And
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good.
so you're the only one who's beaten it so far.
Oh.
Oh
I mean, just
no.
barely out of the corner of your eyes, you're kind of surveying, hidden around one of the like chapel buildings. You notice a pair of dim, glowing red eyes that seem to be just barely noticing this form shifting, watching.
She'll kind of like brief glance and then look at the other two. Maybe since the temple is closed, maybe we should head back. And but she kind of, her eyes are kind of darting off into the direction where she spotted it, but she's having a forced smile. Oh, at least we should, let's get on home, back to the inn, right?
But we walk all this way just to have locked door?
I'm sure it's fine. And then she kind of like gently prodding you to turn around and start walking forward. Just trying to get out of the distance away from the front of the temple and going in somewhat in that direction of where the Sunset Inn is, but kind of like go around the corner and then see if there's an alley that goes behind another building and sneak through to get somehow behind that shadow where she first spotted it. If I can.
Picking up on the odd mannerisms, probably following Freya's lead then.
Explain me what you're doing again?
So she's trying to go around the corner to be where the shadow can't see her, but going through alleys to get around to sneak up behind the shadow. Seeing if it's still there.
I mean, go ahead and roll me another. Well, you're kind of on alert together. I mean, as you try to like take these side streets to try to like loop around to the shadow, you start feeling other presences watch you as you go further away into other side streets.
Okay. She'll just mumble under her breath. Yeah, this place is definitely guarded. So, I don't know about you two. If we want to get to Anderos, we either stay low or retreat. Because there's eyes on us.
Well, suppose it's good to know that there are lots of eyes, and nighttime is not good. Demar?
You are pretty much the fighter of the group, Thamo. Are you willing to fight shadows?
I cannot see them right now. That's the problem.
If anything, we should. I hate to retreat, but we probably be best to do that.
Pestos have feeling maybe shadows not take prisoners. Maybe Sea Breezy and Dilhy and Applesaucy have better luck. So yes, let's go back to Sunset.
And yeah, we'll start retreating back to the Sunset. And as we do so, are any of the shadows following as we go back to the inn officially?
As you head back to the inn, I mean, you feel the gaze. You don't feel as though any are following you specifically. But again, with the role you had, you're kind of looking for them as you progress through the streets. You just kind of feel that unnerving sense that you're always being watched. Not necessarily followed, but always watched.
Okay. Oh yeah, we pretty much go back to the inn and wait for the others. Going back, more or less, Frey will go back to the room she did pay for, and just stay there until the others come back.
So, as you get back and you're entering the inn, let's see.
Oh no.
Our DM died.
Nope, I didn't die. Sorry, I'm just trying to put words in my head. As you enter the inn, go ahead and roll me a quick perception, the three of you. Because I imagine you're the first three back.
Probably, yeah. Or like definitely
Uh,
took a lot less time.
You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like passive perception? Because I do have 19 for passive perception.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, we can use that then. Freya, again, I guess already on edge. Stepping into the inn, kind of with your companions, you're just immediately overcome with a sense of just that. I mean, you don't necessarily frequent a lot of inns or bars and stuff like that, but just something immediately strikes you as odd. It's quiet. The inn is quiet. It's night, but it just feels empty and quiet. And as you walk in, you notice there's no other patrons save one at the bar, a red tiefling.
Oh, shh.
Uh-oh.
And as you enter the bar, she sits there kind of holding a drink in hand, kind of swirls around, takes a drink. As you enter in, she turns, gives you kind of a coy smile as you enter in. I was wondering when you'd start coming to show up.
I would say Frey will be the first one into. She'll immediately put with one hand behind her, will have her hand to gesture the other two from entering, and she will immediately put on a smile. Do I know you? I'm sorry. I just came into the city today, and I'm still learning about the other Paleorites. And
But we have a mutual acquaintance. Particular, blue idiot of sorts. There's no reason to be afraid of me. Come in. Come in. Kind of waves. I'm expecting the rest of you here shortly.
If we come in, are we able to come out in one piece? Alive, preferably.
That depends. If you listen to what I have to say, then perhaps. But if you resort to violent means or trying to run, then I can't guarantee what the Shadow Guard will do to you outside the inn. You felt them watching, haven't you?
May I
Frey
roll
doesn't-
insight?
yeah.
Sure. She seems truthful in her statement. You don't sense any hostility or malice.
It's just matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, Freya, biting her cheek, will look back to the others and nod her head slowly and start making her way over to the table. And quietly take a seat across from the red tiefling.
That's a good girl. Can I get you anything to drink? It's been so long since I've had to really drink freely lately.
I don't drink. I think it lures and confuses the mind.
Suit yourself. What about you two?
Eh, Lemar, if you want to drink, I can help make things easier.
I am fine.
Well, if you want to change your mind later, here, I can make I wanted to see what happened. No, actually, no, that would be a bad idea. He's about to reach out and use Gift of Alacrity. However, well, any spell casting might be looked on as hostile intent right now, so not gonna do that. I am a 20 int character after all. Although he is gonna do a Pestil's is gonna walk up and sit right next to the red tiefling girl.
Kind of just raises an eyebrow as you sit right next to her. Hmm, bold little kobold. I can see why the blue, well,
Wait,
why he likes you.
Freya's definitely raises her eyes at that, like, or why didn't her eyes?
that's not a kobold. That's a young human. What do you mean?
Oh, right, you're still. Look, things will be easier once I explain it to you, but I'd really hate to explain myself multiple times, so I thought we could just kind of chill, wait for the rest of your friends to get here, and I can enlighten you to the, bit of trouble everyone's in. And let's
Okay.
just pretend that I know what's going on. Or let's just undertake the assumption that I know what's going on, and that right now your best bet is to listen to me. Does that sound good?
Didn't hurt him, did you?
No. My father might not be so understanding, but there's a lot more at play here.
Do you
But
want to
again,
kill the Capitani?
he
Innocent
won't
fool.
die. Like I said, I have more to tell, but let's wait for the rest of the group to come. I really hate to explain myself twice. So that'd be no drinks for you then? Pity. She kind of draws back on the beverage she has in her hand.
Pestos takes out the greater healing potion that he'd made earlier. Do you have more drinks of this? This
I
one tastes like
guess.
raspberry.
Can't say I've got that. They have that here specifically, but I imagine they've got something that'll dull your senses to the point where it won't matter anymore.
I'm gonna start talking Kiera off about alchemy in order to move along the scene.
I was going to say, would now be a reasonable time for Hildy to have run
Yeah,
in?
I was just gonna say she
Like,
just kind of listens and so she is mostly just ignoring kind of what you go
yeah,
on.
I think that like because Hildy got snatched up by that shadow monster, and then once she was free of it, like, and she knew the spider was
Yeah,
gone, she ran back to the inn pretty
yeah.
quickly. So
So
like
you'd
she
walk in as
probably
they were kind of talking, and you'd see this scene going on.
she bursts in because she's kind of in a
Yeah.
panic. She just bursts in and then sees that the room is empty, save for Red
There's number
Tiefling.
4. Just 2 more to go.
What
You
is
must
this?
be Hildy, right?
Just clenches her jaw.
I know it's hard to trust me, but you're going to have to. I don't mean you any harm. So long as you listen for now.
What have you done with him?
I will explain in due time. I do hate repeating myself, and you've already made me repeat that. We just need to wait for your other 2 companions to show up, and they will. You've been running around the city like mad, haven't you?
We not get into church, but we found lots of shadows. Yes.
Yes, this is a city of the sun. The churches are closed at night down.
Freya was about to say something, but she just closes her mouth.
Say a bit more time passes unless you have any immediate questions you want to ask before the other two show up. But I imagine Absinthoss and Seabreeze arrive roughly around the same time.
I definitely wanted to talk to Pestles with the Sending Stone before getting all the way back.
You can.
How does
It's
the
a
Sending
mental
Stone
message.
manifest? Is it like vibrate?
Ring,
Well,
ring.
sending the spell isn't it just a mental
Yeah.
ping?
It would just be kind of like a mental ping, like you would start.
Pestles. Are you there?
It is, however, a 25-word message, which then the other person can respond with 25 words. It's not message. Unless that was
Are you there?
okay. It's just making sure. I'm sorry. His response is, as Capitani would say, we're fucked. Comma, red tiefling girl here waiting for other two. So you and applesauce. And that's the end of the message.
Okay. Has it been an hour since I cast invisibility?
I would say it's been an hour with the investigation you did, looking over all the shops and stalls, looking for all the stuff. So yeah.
Okay. So I will take to the rooftops then, to try and control, but be a bit better about stealth, not being invisible anymore, and start to head back towards the inn. But I'm not going to approach from the street or try to go in the door. I'll try to look for a rooftop
window?
entrance or something. Yeah.
Well, they have the sun patios up on the second floors.
Right. That's
so.
probably where I would start. But I mean, I'm not just
Only
going to
a-
Spider-Man in there.
Yeah. Roll me a perception as well, and a stealth.
Okay. That's natural 1 on perception.
Oh,
I much better on stealth though. That's sorry, I closed my character sheet. That's an even 30.
Okay.
jeez.
All right. Yeah, you're watching from the window. It's a tavern. It's not
Um,
like they're hidden, and you see the scene as I described before.
Okay. So I see the tiefling, but obviously I was really bad on perception, so she's the only one I see besides my friends, right?
Yep.
And I do notice that there's no one else in the tavern, or was my roll like bad enough where I'm just dumb?
I mean, you notice there's no one else in the tavern. That's not exactly like a blatantly hard thing to notice. But yeah, you don't notice any other anything else that would be pertinent to the situation that I would mention.
Okay, well, I guess I'll eavesdrop on as much of the conversation as I can hear until Absinthoss gets back.
And Abathos, you arrive to the same scene. Alright. There's the 5th member, and I imagine your little stealthy one is probably prowling about somewhere around the building from when she was last seen.
Who knows?
Quiet group.
Why don't you just cut the shit? What are we doing here?
Crap. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go let the dogs out. They've decided
God!
that this is not they want to go intrude. Alright, give me 1 sec. All right.
We're gonna give her the Eladwin special.
All right, then.
God
That's,
damn it! No, we don't have a magic knife to save us.
just, let, just let me know.
No,
I'm hidden, right?
I did say a magic knife, not a regular knife.
okay.
Oh, the
So where did
Eladwin special.
we left off with?
Yeah,
Absinthe was
absolutely.
about to come in the door.
The
Right.
I think you said it was
She said that
ominous.
when you came in the door, and I think Hildy then said, like, "Why don't you cut the shit and tell us what's going on?"
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was walking because I thought Hildy was way ahead of me because she already left way earlier.
Yeah, no, I'm already here. You were the last one to come in. Seabreeze is still being stealthy, and Hildy just asked her what to cut the shit and tell us why we're here.
Right to the point. Right. So, where to begin?
How about something simple? Where the fuck is Anderos?
In prison, just like father wants.
Because
Well, officially for killing Lucette. Unofficially because our father has some crazy vendetta against him, perhaps. Or perhaps unofficially, there's a lot more going on than you all have stepped into a whole shitload of trouble. But perhaps that's just what we need.
Does she seem comfortable with cursing, out of curiosity? Or
Mhm.
does it not suit her?
She seems oddly comfortable. Perhaps a trait picked up from her brother.
What
so
do you mean? So you're not turning us in?
If you play nice and listen in and help me with something, no, I have no intention of turning you in. Father doesn't care about you. He only cares about Anderos.
and what, you're helping Daddy for fun?
I'm helping because I cannot help him directly. He doesn't care what I do with you, and if you want to help your captain escape and help prevent whatever the fuck is going on in this city, you're the only real chance I've got at it.
Can I roll an insight check, please?
Go for it.
You know, for attempting to be nice
22.
to.
She
19 plus
seems
3.
honest enough. Annoyed, but honest. Again, kind of similar to Anderos. Kind of seems like she's wearing her heart on her sleeve, but a bit of veiled intent, but not necessarily dishonest about it. Or not veiled intent, but like, she's telling you the truth. Not maybe the whole truth or like blatantly all the answers, but she's being honest about it.
So let me just make sure that we're all on the same page here. You helped your father arrest Anderos to pin him for a murder that he obviously didn't commit because we're not stupid and we know that Andros would never do that. And you're doing all of this just to make Daddy happy, but you really want to get him out of the prison that you threw him in to start with. Do I have that right so far?
From your viewpoint, perhaps, yes. But
Okay, my
is
interest is
it too
piqued.
much? Is it too much to say that there is more going on? You felt the eyes watching you. You've gotten a very brief glimpse of the surface level of what this city is capable of. Guards everywhere, eyes everywhere. You can't tell who's friend or foe. Even the gods themselves, you can't tell if they're on your side here.
That's what your people trying to enslave them.
That seems to be the rumor floating about, but there's only so far I can go.
I just know it's the truth. It's not just a rumor.
Before we go
Aye.
any further with any, sneaky, shifty shit that's going on behind the scenes, I just want to know one thing, and you had better be fucking honest. Because I have seen the scars. Is Anderos going to get out of this alive?
He will get out of it alive. That much I can promise you. He wouldn't dare kill him. I can't say he's going to be comfortable, so the faster you help me, the faster we can hopefully get him out.
What's your
Can't.
stake in this?
Call it a favor for an old family member. He left us, forgot about us. Damn it, he's still someone I looked up to. Yeah, I do want to punch him in the jaw.
What about the other two brothers?
Too entrenched in what they're doing.
If the Shadow Guard supposed he knows and sees everything, wouldn't they think this being suspicious?
Perhaps. But they're my guard for right now. And as a priestess of Palor, I do have some authority in here. But again, as I told you, Father doesn't care about you until you make a move against him. He will have no qualms if you were just to leave the city. He wouldn't bat an eye or even care.
Well, obviously, we're not leaving without him, so what are we doing?
You see, but you'll have to. For what I ask is you're going to have to let him be. You're going to need to travel south for me. To the sun wastes.
You want us to just leave him here? While we go and run an errand for you?
Temporarily, I assure you.
Oh, sure, we'll just pop down to the Sunways. We'll be back in no time at all. What the hell is going to happen to Anderos in the meantime? What's Daddy going to do to him while we're running errands for you?
For your sanity's sake, you'd best not dwell on what might happen. He will live. That's all I can really promise.
And what is it that
Fine,
you
I'll
want
buy.
from the Sun Wastes?
That's where it seems to have all began. This captive god, this whole descent into madness I've been seeing in the city. The Orzhov found something there. Some knowledge. Something. There's a temple, they say, guarded by the Dragonborn that live in the wastes. Deep within it exists the secrets and answers that somehow enlightened this whole turn of events. And that, I believe, is where you'll find the answer to stopping it, too. There's a reason why the clerics and the higher-ups call the place the Sun Waste and forbade those from entering it, calling it a wasteland, a place to never go. Because what better place to hide a secret that no one should know? So what I ask
So
is
what is
simple.
it?
Go there, learn what you can from this temple, find the answer to stopping it, and bring it back.
Forgive me for being skeptical. But you're asking us to take a lot on faith.
This is a city of faith, after all, isn't it? What
That's
are your
very
other
clever.
options?
Yes, he's definitely the Capitani's sister. He's
What other options
ass.
do you have, then?
He's definitely ass-wise.
Your captain is detained in a place you cannot reach, in a city where eyes are watching you from every angle. And any action you take against him while he ignores it for now could start a war.
Seabreeze from the ceiling will say,
Healing cat!
"Yes, but does your father care about you?"
She looks up with kind of a coy smile. He doesn't care about anything apart from his goal now. It drives him day and night to a point of near insanity.
And what
Because-
is his goal?
Because theoretically, we could do the same thing to you and trade. That is, unless your family doesn't care about you.
You'll find that my life is far less valuable than that of my brothers, at least in the current standpoint of what my father hopes to gain.
Sad.
And what exactly is that?
I don't know. That's what I'm hoping you'll find. The rumors of trapped gods, and odd magics of sorts and stones of varying power are just that. Rumors to most everyone.
Have you heard of a stone that calls a blood moon?
Can't say I have.
Hmm. If we go, is someone you trust to come with, or you only trust that we go alone and come back?
Aren't you a smart little one? Yes. While I have faith that the heroes of Caloran wouldn't be so hasty on their word, she kind of looks over at the stairwell. You can come out now.
Please God, don't be Mort.
You see stepping down the stairs a large man in full armor. He has a large kite shield strapped to his back, as well as a mace at his hip. His face is uncovered, and those you can see in the dim light. It has a green hue to it, and he has two small tusks. He is a half-orc. And he comes in and nods his head, steps toward Kazdia, and puts his knee down. Blessed songstress, your will.
Yes. This is Ordril, and he will be escorting you. For both protection of your sake and of mine. He is of my personal guard, so no one will notice him missing or question why I sent him out. But if something should happen to him, believe me, I would know. Call it our little mutual assurance.
And we're just supposed to take you at your word that he's not going to stab us in the back.
He did not have dagger.
I will
as
speak
did
for
this.
myself. The blessed songstress asked me to join you. I shall join you.
And there you have it.
Okay.
He's a man of his word. And I trust him far more than I trust, well, just about anyone else in my family, perhaps.
You know, you still haven't really told us why you're doing this. I mean, seriously. Fuck
My
everything that's
family
going
is
on in this city. What is your stake in both what you have done to your brother and what you are doing to help him now? Why?
fix the wrongdoings my family is doing this city. Call it selfish atonement, if you will. What my father has done has stepped beyond the boundaries of anything that should be considered sane.
Does
Whatever
your father
faith you... Hmm?
does your father have friends above him, below him, beside?
He's got friends all over. Conspirators, if you want to call them that.
Is your father the light speaker?
No. Not much for the public eye, being she kind of taps her horns. Always was an inhibition being a tiefling. He wouldn't say no to the position, but will never get
Not,
off.
not in any part of the council.
No. But his power extends just as much as theirs. Just in a more indirect way. He's a very, very strong cleric.
As Jerry Rag?
What?
Asking a question. Ties to Jerry Rag?
Oh, ties to Jarek. I said as
Yeah.
Jarek. I'm like, what?
No. Me speech bad.
Yes, he's the one that seems to be the one negotiating all those talks, so I would say yes, he's probably the one that brought them in.
Smuggling all those spell cores. Wonderful. Probably the one ruining the underground entrance as well. God damn it.
So, do we have an agreement then?
Raya, you in Pestil's not Cursebreaker. Do you still want to help? And Hildy.
I am concerned for Andros' condition. But if what needs to be done to save him, then I need to travel with all of you. I fear if I were to stay behind, I would be no use, and nor would I be able to heal him if that were the case. Even then, I would probably be probably exiled from this place if I were to stay. So
I'm not leaving him behind. I owe him too much. Just leave him here.
Think of it as you're not leaving him so much as you're going out to save him. Staying here won't help him.
It's a
And
frankly pedantic distinction. You're kind of got us by the balls here.
Also, you haven't explained exactly how this would save him.
Truth be told, I'm not entirely sure. I just know the answer's out there.
and
Everything changed when they brought the info from that temple.
we are short on time, Mistress. The Shadow Guard have been dispersed momentarily. If they must leave, it is now.
You are correct there. Like I said, my father has no interest in you. You pass now and leave, it'll be as though nothing more than travelers had left. If you stay and make a ruckus, you'll just end up in the prisons.
Can Seabreeze leave stealthily?
Yeah. She's not gonna stop you.
Okay. She does that.
Hildy, she's been just, glaring at her this entire time, but she just, sets her jaw and she nods. I can't speak for the rest of the group, but I don't like this situation, but if this is the only way to make sure he gets out of this alive, then I'm going to the wastes.
I agree.
Yes.
We should go.
Do each of you own a cloak? I would like to depart shortly.
Dude. By this time, is our seeming coming to an end?
It was 3 hours. I'd say we're about nearing the 2-hour mark. So no, unless you willingly disperse
No.
it.
I won't do that. Nope.
I see some of you have disguises, but the Chateau Guard have watched you since you have joined the city. Don cloaks, and we make for the eastern gate.
I'm sure that Hildy would have a cloak on her somewhere, even if it's just stuffed in her bag or whatever.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I would assume we all just have a cloak.
If not, it's not a unreasonable thing to kind of scrounge from, even in the inn and such. Like just even like appropriating some random cloaks from the rack kind of deal.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're all in agreement on. I look forward to hearing what you find there. And don't hold it too harshly against us. I know you probably despise the way we do things here, but it's a family affair after all.
Odro will turn to Kazdia. He will drop to one knee, reach forward and take her hand, press his forehead against it, and then he will stand.
And Ordre will guide you. I have given him instruction on the tribe and where the temple should be. He will act as your guide and a protector, and as my insurance that you do the right thing. And if something were to happen, well, then at least I'll know.
Does he have a way to communicate with you with the long distance?
Yes, he does. But he knows when to use it.
We are in
Now then,
agreement. Come,
you
we
best be
leave.
off before the guards return to their shifts and give you more attention than you ideally want. As for me, I'll see you hopefully soon. And with a wave of her wrist, she misty steps away.
Oh, damn. I was gonna. Okay.
That's 30 feet, right?
Yep.
Which
Out
30
direction
feet
was
away
it?
where? Yeah,
Or sorry, not
seriously.
Missy. Sorry, not Missy step. She dimension doors out. She
Damn.
was
All right. I was gonna get a jab in
I don't know
before we
why.
walked out the door, but fine. I'll have my
I
badass
mean, you can
moment
get a
later.
jab technically, since she has to walk through the door. So
Okay. Well, okay, that's fine. I just want, like, as she's leaving, like, Hildy just walks up to her, like, just glares up at her. Height difference, doesn't give a shit. If he dies, I will kill you myself.
you see a very for the first time in this kind of entire conversation, you see a very like sorrowful look in her eyes. If he dies, I will happily take you up on that.
As Hildy is finishing up her moment, Pestos would want to try. He takes out his sending stone and extends it to. Was it Kazdia?
Kazdia.
No, don't give her the sending stone.
She refuses it. I cannot take that.
I will
Such-
contact the Radiant Mistress if we need to. But we must go. Kazdia, you must leave before they come back.
Thank you, Odile. You always know what's best. She gives all of you kind of one last curt nod before she steps through her door.
That Drew turns. You see him take up, puts a hand, kind of one hand resting on the large hammer on his waist, and the other on his hip. We must go. Come. We can speak more when we are clear of the city. And he will just start walking out the door and take the streets to the eastern gate.
So as soon as the group is clear, like I will try to be as stealthy as tabaxily possible. And my end game here is to not be with the group, like to give our new squad mate, so to speak, some pause that he doesn't know where the sixth member of the crew actually is or what they look like.
Okay.
We still have that wagon, right? Oh wait, we can't leave with it. It's too. Oh, we can turn the horses into turtles again and take them with us.
Oh, so you can leave with a wagon. Like, again, it's not inconspicuous to leave the city. So,
I mean, we brought the wagons to the inn.
yeah. Like, you can leave with them. So,
That is where Pestos was gonna go. To the wagons and do his best to try and make them ready, unless someone else is gonna take over. Saying, should take wagons. Not sure if big thing need bring back.
Horses. It is a long journey. But be quick. And you also notice as Odril is walking, there is definitely a slight limp to his every left step. But he walks with a confidence and pride that he is not necessarily trying to hide it, but he is also not necessarily ashamed of it.
yeah. I think that might be a decent place to kind of start wrapping up as you guys make your way to the Sun Wastes. I know it's a little bit of a shorter session, so we started late, but
No, it was
Man,
great.
fuck you,
So
Treg. New
There's
character.
a lot of new character reveal,
Oh, shit,
honestly.
right.
Does Audra look more like a martial type or a caster type?
He is in full armor, so akin to what Thamor would wear. He is very much, he carries himself with strength. It is not light armor that he is wearing, so yeah, he looks an imposing figure.
What was his weapon?
Oh no.
He's got a warhammer on his hip.
Warhammer.
Warhammer and Kite Shield. That says to me, tank. The two potential classes.
How much can I lift with Mage Hand again?
Here, I'll lend you a bomb. You can put it in his pocket.
All right, we have one more thing we're gonna do actually before we wrap up because I forgot to do this.
Oh.
Sorry, because I was talking to Trek, I forgot to go back. So, kind of sum up. Prior to cut to, I gave you guys a little bit of an answer, but out of meta, because your character wouldn't know this. Slightly flashing back to when Anderos was apprehended. He was bound, gagged. His possessions were taken from him and taken through a dimension door with Kazda. So Anderos arrives through the door to a very dark underground cell, humming with the beads of magic throughout the cell. While he's being led to the cell, kind of tossed in, he had mentioned words to Kazda when he was tossed in to reach out to him before they kill him to figure out what's going on. And as they toss him into the cell, she waves the guards away. I'll have words with my brother. Don't you worry about it. Before slamming the door and sending the guards off, kneeling down in front of Anderos and ripping the gag off. Sorry.
Me it was going to be hours. That thing tastes foul.
It's the only way they'd let me get you down here. I know you have strong magics, brother.
Yes. Are they watching?
She kind of casually, tilts her head slightly aside. No, they've walked off. They more or less respect me as well. I've grown too, you know. Maybe just stronger than you are.
Well, then that's what we're gonna need then. Look, I'm sorry. I really am. And he just leans forward and wraps his arms around her.
She hugs you back. Still pissed that you left us. Didn't even tell me you were alive.
I honestly thought it was safer. Ma told me not to come back.
To come back to at least tell me, but it's neither here nor there. Look, I know you didn't come alone. I saw the two you were walking with, those companions.
Yeah.
Are they all here?
They are.
Tell me what they look like. I'll try to get them out of the city. There's something going on, and I know where there are answers to be found. Neither one of us are in a position to go find it now, are we?
Don't know what they're going to look like. But go to the Sunset Inn. Expect they'll be congregating back there at some point. There are 6. A gnome. Kobold, I think, depending on what disguises wear it worn off or not. An elf of dark skin from the south. A human from Galaran. Another imposing black armor. And a woman going by the name Adrissa Pentagast. Be careful with her. She's the most dangerous.
Careful with everyone. The city has taught me everything. It's don't trust anyone. Keep them safe, and I'll try to get them the help they need. Gonna have to stay strong, though. I expect you know what's coming.
I'm sure Father's got words and whips and a whole host of new toys, I expect. Will they even give me a trial?
I don't think there'll be a trial or anything else. He speaks not of anything but his grand plans and design in finding you. On something royal to leave to upset him, and yet you seem to be a part of the plan. I've never seen him so torn.
To get out of this, Kaz. Go with them. Get out of the city.
It'll only put them in danger. If he sees me gone, he'll know I'm working against him. I'll send my best with him. Why? If you trust them, I'll trust them to come save you too. I'll find the answer, I'm sure of it.
That knowledge that you seem to have. Fucking dangerous. I know that already.
You, after all. The other two can't learn much more other than payload jargon and combat tactics from those two. You learn how to live. Much more fun.
Why didn't he send them to me? Why you?
Figured that you'd outsmart them. You wouldn't believe a word they told you. They also didn't have the magics like I had to create that trap for you to fall into. Plus, a little bit of personal pride, I suppose, in proving that I could. A little payback for not telling me you were dead. And probably a little bit easier if I did it. If you know they'd resort to brute tactics to bring you in.
And you should know. Been given reports, it wouldn't have worked.
That's why it would have been even more dangerous. They wouldn't have
course.
stopped at trying to bring you in.
If I get out of
Be
this.
me?
Kaz, if I get out of this. Get out. I don't care what you're trying to do. It's not fair. It's not trying to
get out
stop
of this.
Father. It's
If you
trying to
get
stop
out of
Father.
this, that means we've succeeded. And there'll be a brighter hope, and I will find what I am meant to do after that. That's what I believe. Of course, I've charted for myself.
Kind of pulls away just slightly, puts his forehead against hers. Give him hell. So I'm certainly going out through it.
I will make them pay back every bit they give you. She gives you a kind of, that kind of bitter smile as she gets up to leave. Also, Blue looks kind of shite on you. I hope you know that.
just shrugs his shoulders. His hands are bound. I wish I could have had any say in it.
I know you do. I'll try to be back to let you know when I can.
Love you, Cass. Be safe.
You too, and glad you're alive. Even if it's... You're going to probably wish you weren't once he comes down.
Yeah. I've already died
She-
once, so what's the worst that could happen?
And the sad smile, where she heads out and closes the cell door behind you. Proceeds to walk away out of the cell. Her destination, a particular inn.
Anderos finds the cell wall, slumps against it. Puts his head in his hands.
Yeah.
May I get one little thing in? Just 30 seconds. Um, as the wagon starts to leave, Pestle takes off his cloak and he closes his eyes and he starts to cry a little bit. And then he ends the infusion on the cloak of protection that he'd given Anderos and puts the starry cloak infusion on his own. Over the course of the ride out.
Okay. All right. That's where we will pick up next session.
Cool, cool.